Hi, I'm Nick and welcome to Hangout number 3. Now, of course, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm filming this right after Hangout 2. I just changed my shirt. Now the whole story is exposed, and I am exposed as a fraud. Carrying on. Okay, so last episode you might have seen this artwork. So last time we pretty much added all this in, and instead of actually drawing, I talked way too much and I didn't actually draw any of it in, so you can't really see any progress after 20 minutes of drawing. So let's get into it. Okay, what was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about something important. Alright, what I was going to talk about is being an artist on YouTube, or being a speed drawing artist, I guess you could call me. Yes, I probably fit that mold. Okay, so being a speed painting artist, that doesn't really sound very well. Surely there's a better term for it. Anyway, being a speed drawing artist on YouTube, what I would recommend about it, the cons, the negatives, the pros, the excellence, I don't know where I was going with that. But the good things, we'll start with the good things. Okay, so probably the best thing about being a artist on YouTube who speed paints is having a chance to show off your work and show how you work and interact with people who watch your stuff. So of course that's the best one for obvious reasons, because talking to people is good, getting feedback about your work is good, yeah, all good. But the second best thing after that is definitely when you start doing videos on YouTube and you're like pretty committed to it, you want to get videos out really often. And if you're a drawer like me before I started my YouTube channel, you would draw once or twice every few months. But when you've got, I don't know, like kind of your own moral obligation to keep making videos and own personal goals to keep making videos, when you have, you kind of have an audience or YouTube channel, you start making art just for them, and you start wanting to get your art out on a regular kind of basis. So it makes you draw so much more often. Like, you have no idea. Compared to like before I started my YouTube channel, I'd make a artwork maybe once every 6 months, or when I like really felt like it. And even if I really felt like it and I took like one pen stroke and I didn't like it, I'd like stop drawing, and it would be another 6 months, and then maybe that line work would be better, so I'd keep on going. But yeah, seriously, when I started the YouTube channel, straight away I could draw, like, I just have a list of drawings and I just start going through them every few days, until like the point now, which is I'm drawing like every day, well, apart from the holiday I just took. Yeah, so making a YouTube channel for speed art makes you so much more creative, and it makes, if you're like dedicated to it and you really want to do it, it makes you draw and paint or create so much more often. And yeah, of course, getting that feedback is great. So that's 2 positives. Let's talk about 2 negatives. So the negative side of being a YouTube speed artist is it's really easy to become disencouraged to make art. When you put like maybe 6 or 7 hours drawing, and then you make a video and then you post it, and then you find that after like a few months where it's been out, you only get maybe 100 or 200 views, and people only watch your videos for like a minute. That can be pretty disencouraging if you don't really want to do this kind of stuff on your own merit. Like if you're looking for attention, you're looking for people to really like your stuff and really go crazy about it, pretty much, and become, I don't know, famous, maybe that's a good word for it. This YouTube making speed drawing videos is not really the place for you, because you won't get many people watching your videos, and yeah, it's pretty disheartening. So that's one thing. So to avoid that, just make sure you're just making videos just for yourself, just for the fun of it, because it is pretty fun making videos, and it gives you something to do, I guess. And yeah, that's what it does for me. And that came out all wrong. Another negative of YouTube is, let me think, I didn't actually think this far ahead. So give me a second just to think of something, because my mind has gone blank, because that's pretty much the biggest negative that I've had. Because I've gone through periods where I'm like, oh man, no one's watching my videos, why am I bothering? But then I remember why I did it, why I'm doing it for myself, and just to keep active and keep drawing and getting better. So another negative of YouTube is, man, this is hard. Why am I having so much difficulty? What are some of your negatives and positives of making art just in general? On DeviantArt, on what other art networks are they? Behance, Tumblr, is that art related? I don't know. GooglePlus, yeah, please let me know. Another negative of YouTube, I'll get this. Mark my words, I'll get this. By the end of this video, 7 minutes in, I've got 13 more minutes? I'm really bad at math. 13 more minutes to get this. I will get it. I will get it, damn it. I will get it. I guess some people would say that like getting a dislike on your video is bad, but really, it's never been a problem for me. Yeah. And with artworks, no one really shares your artworks. Oh wait, maybe I'm just complaining now. I'm gonna completely ditch this because I'm just complaining. Alright, so this artwork, we're coming more along with it. You can see like after, how many minutes have we, so this is Artcast. Why am I calling it Artcast? Artcast is Jeff Lafferty's term. Mine is Hangout. Because I couldn't copy that for copyright infringement again. So in this case, I've done about, at the end of this video I'm going to have done an hour into the artwork, and you'll see how much an hour only gets you in an artwork like this, which is not much really at all. So it takes a lot of time to do some of my artwork. Some of them, like I did, the one piece that I did that like just broke me before I went on holiday was this artwork of a particular kind of hat. And this was on a large piece, like this wasn't an easy A3. Usually I do my artworks on A3 and that's sort of easy, but this time I did it on A2 paper, which is 2 A3 ones, so it's like the whole desk. And it was like, it took up a lot of the paper and you had to put it down a lot of ink. That artwork broke me. It broke me, literally. And mentally and physically broke me. Yeah, what was my point? Yeah, so that video that artwork took me, I haven't really calculated, but that was 3 whole days, maybe 3 or 4 whole days of, like 3 days to actually draw it, do the watercolors, and then an extra day just to make all the ink perfect, to redo it all. That took me 4 full days working from 9 to 12 o'clock at night to do. So artworks like this, they take a long time. Like, you might not look at it, you might think, okay, he's done that, and then he's just putting a little bit of ink on a page, but really it takes a long time to do these kind of artworks. And like, I really wish that I was a digital artist. I really wish. Not saying that that takes even less time or even more time, which sometimes it does, but I really wish I could, because if I was a digital artist, which all is keeping me away from that is just practice. And I really hate Photoshop. Like, an Illustrator, like, really hate it. Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so I wish I was a digital artist. So it has so many more open doors, I reckon. I would be like making, if I had like put more time into it, I'd be making like just fan art for all these games and stuff like that, which I can't, like, my style is like really limiting, I think. I can't draw characters, I can't draw people that well. But digital, I think I'd be right into that kind of stuff. So one day I'm gonna learn how to do that, because I really want to. And it would help me, because some of my dream jobs are working for like Jagex. I always say that wrong. Jagex. They're the creators of RuneScape. I'd love to work there and do like concept art and stuff like that. So one day I'm gonna learn so I can pursue that maybe. But my dream job is working for myself, or being a wrestler. I'd love to be a wrestler. That would be fun. Too skinny for that, so can't bulk up. One of my first experiences with Photoshop was when I was in year 9, and this was a long time ago. How old was someone in year 9? So like 15? Yeah, something like 15. So it was like nearly 7 or 8 years ago now. But my first experience with Photoshop is we had to do like a media class where we were taking pictures and edit, like just using Photoshop to edit them. And I was so bad at it, like they didn't teach us how to use it. But every single thing about Photoshop, when no one teaches you anything, is so difficult and frustrating to learn. Like, I know Photoshop decently now, and I still get frustrated at it so bad. So starting off, it's just annoying. When I remember I struggled so much because I'd use a paint brush and then I'd select a color and then I couldn't get it to paint on the screen for some reason. So I had to do this for a semester. I was like trying to do everything, and of course I'm too independent sometimes with my learning, and I hate getting told what to do, and yeah, anyway, that's another problem of mine. But yeah, so I wouldn't ask anyone for help, and I'd just try and figure it out by myself. But Photoshop is so hard and so complex that you kind of need someone to tell you what to do, and you kind of need to have the patience to sit down in front of a screen and watch a tutorial. And at that stage, when I was in year 9, I had none of that whatsoever. Now I have a little bit. But yeah, at that stage, nothing at all. And whatever I tried to do, it would just screw me up completely. So I ended up spending that whole semester just not going on the computers. I don't know how I did it. I would just make excuses, or I would actually, what I would do is I would download on the computers paint.net and Paint, and I became really good at making edits and artworks in Paint and Paint.net that I didn't have to use Photoshop anymore. And which is funny, because in many ways Paint.net is so similar to Photoshop. I don't know why I was good at one but not the other. Who knows, maybe before I used the computer someone screwed around with all the settings and I couldn't use it for that reason. I don't know. Yeah, so I'd avoid it, and then since then I pretty much hated Apple computers and Apple products since. Yeah, so I've kind of, and then I started a course about 2 years ago, or more than that now, 2.5 years ago, 2.25 years ago, what does it matter? Where I had to use Macs for the whole 2 years, and after taking every shot with my friends to bag Mac and bag Apple products, I finally kind of got used to them, and now I can use them. And Photoshop, I can kind of use Photoshop still, but I still kind of hate it. Still kind of hate it. But I'm getting better. And my next venture is to try and digitally draw, which is hard. That's my next progression as an artist. I think I'm still gonna keep this style in my traditional artworks, but I think just to be better and have more possibilities as a job in the future in the creative field, I am going to learn how to draw digitally. I thought about making a series about it, and I tried actually yesterday. I was trying to do like a pirate ship interior, like the cabin quarters, using Photoshop, and I got to like the floorboards I could do really well, but everything else I was just like frustrated because of course I want perfection when I'm drawing, but when you start it's kind of not like perfection, but yeah. So I just got to practice a lot more and find the time when I'm not drawing in this style like I am, which is most of the time. So I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna make a series where I'm gonna try and learn how to do it. It's kind of like this, how I'm talking now, but just with digital artwork, where I'm like just trying to figure out everything, and I guess anyone can watch it and just like laugh at how bad I am at painting digitally and painting anything other than the style that I use. So I'm pretty horrible at everything else, like figures and stuff. Yeah. So that will be a funny series, I think. There'll be so much swearing. Actually, it might be cringeworthy to watch because of it. It'll just be like a rage quit. Photoshop rage quit, maybe that's what I'll call it. Yeah, that's a good name for it. You know what? In case anyone takes that name who listens to this, I'm gonna put out the first episode before I release this, called Photoshop Rage Quit. And that's gonna be my series. That's actually a good name. Damn, I'm impressed with myself there. So with this artwork, back to the artwork. So what's happened? I've done a lot more now, but it still doesn't look like I've done anything. And my pens are really bad, and I should have got a better pen when I started this, because I'm gonna have to go throughout this whole artwork again and make all the lines better. Yeah, but it's coming along. There's more work into it now. That looks a bit plain. See this bit? It just kind of looks like it ends, and then there's all this bits there, so I'm gonna connect these a little bit because it looks kind of weird not being interconnected. Oh my god, this pen is so bad, like the other one. Yeah, hopefully this looks better. Hopefully I'm just not wrecking it. Better. Let's put one of these things in there. It still doesn't look like it's filled out very well. Oh my god, this pen. Need a better pen. Artline, please send me more. I need to win more prizes with them. Oh, that's bad shape. Still got the shooting song in my head. Alright, so that's looking more even now. So back to last episode, I could have asked, but I was answering a question for Yessie. And I said that my artwork style just kind of comes naturally, and at least I think I said that, and I don't have to really think about it. But in this case, just in this section here, I kind of had to think about it because it looked crap, and I had to kind of come up with a way to make it look better, because it looked kind of disjointed and it didn't really like flow very well into each other, and it still doesn't, to be honest, but I kind of had to think of how to connect it. And these shapes here I didn't naturally kind of think of that. I kind of had to force it out of myself. So, and in my opinion, I don't think the shapes are as good as the other ones. And that's another reason why I try and make everything automatic, because I find it comes out better that way and looks better that way. I have answered nothing. Since I'm making this video now, and I just realized that if there's any questions on episode number 2, that I'm obviously not going to be answering them because I just made it straight after episode 2, so that was a horrible idea by me. So sorry about that I answered no questions in this one. But next one, I will answer your questions in Art Hangout number 4. Or in Photoshop Rage Quit number 1. Probably 4. But yeah, I'll answer all those questions. Sorry again for completely rambling about absolutely nothing, as always. But yeah, thank you for watching, and if you stayed long enough to hear me saying this and talking about banana pancakes and huckleberry pancakes and something else, you have 10 more points, which means nothing, but you have them. So that's something. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in Art Hangout number 4, which I won't film straight after this one, so I can answer your questions. So answer a question maybe in the comments if you want. You could ask one too. But yeah, bye for now, but not forever.